Hello, Georgetown. My name is Martin Moreno from beautiful Phoenix, Arizona. I'm a first-year student here in the college, and I'm planning on majoring in government and minor in education, inquiry, and justice. And today, we're gonna get started on my acceptance story. So first off, Georgetown sends the responses through the mail, so you're gonna receive an envelope. And the thing is that this is different from other colleges where they send the responses through their website. And for Georgetown being from the West Coast, I got my response around April 1st, April 2nd, while I already had heard back from colleges from March 28th. So March 28th comes along. I didn't want to open the responses yet because I wanted to share those responses with my parents, but we had guests in the house and I didn't really just want to hey, look at this, let's look at the college applications. No, I waited until the end of the day around like 8 p.m., 9 p.m. where the guests left the house, and then we sat down in the living room, to open it up together. And the reason why I waited is because I really felt that, college or looking at my acceptance, it was something intimate, something that I should just share with my family, with those that actually really care about my success and where I would be accepted. So we sit down in the living room. Right here, I'm in the middle. I have my laptop right in front of me, my dad, my mom. Right here, we're looking at it, right? And boom, I pop up the first college, Bowdoin College, a liberal arts college in Maine. Me aceptaron, I say to my parents. And really, I felt so many emotions running through me at that moment. But what I really cared about was looking and staring at my parents and seeing their reactions, their emotions. And honestly, they didn't do anything, nothing like that. They were still, they froze. They're just like that reaction. And honestly, the reason for that is because being a first generation college student, not having my parents having gone to college or know how it's like, they could see themselves in me and see that process, and it was just something collectively that we worked together for. And now it was a reality. And then when we looked at the financial aid, it was just unbelievable because then I would actually have the opportunity to continue my education. So by this time, I knew I was set. The school that I went to go visit, Bowdoin, that was the school I would be going to. And then, the Georgetown letter comes along, it arrives, and I'm like, okay, here it goes, let's check it out, let's see what they say. But I wasn't really like approaching it like, oh, like let's see if I get accepted and it'll be a chance. Like I wasn't even really considering Georgetown around this time. And that I find out that I'm accepted, it's confusing and I'm unsure because, the school that I was already looking for and that I'm already set with financial aid, then I have Georgetown as another possibility. Georgetown, I was feeling kind of unsure, kind of iffy, if I can say that, because I had never visited the school before. I did not know my financial aid yet, so I wasn't sure on that aspect if I would be even able to afford it, or like comparing both financial aid packages. And honestly, like I wasn't sure about the size of the school as well. Georgetown being around 7,000 students and Bowdoin College being a liberal arts just being, around 2,000. So, having more attention in a way. In the acceptance letter, I was invited to become part of a program called Community Scholars Program. And this basically a stipend of, you're part of this program where you arrive to, if you accept to come to Georgetown, you arrive a month early to get adjusted to campus, take courses, and really get to know Georgetown before all the other students get here, as the first years. So that was a pro that I wouldn't be able to get from Bowdoin, and I considered that. Georgetown was able to sponsor or be able to fund flying me out through Hoya Saxa, which is basically a stipend for 3 days where you stay with the host and you get to see how Georgetown campus is, for all the accepted students. And this was a really great opportunity to go and see Georgetown and see if it was a good fit for me. So I decided to go. I was already going in with a closed mind, thinking that Bowdoin was already my school. That's the one where I really felt comfortable with as I already had visited. But I was like, let's go give it a try. It's a free trip. You don't lose nothing, Martin. I said to myself. However, when I arrived to campus, just seeing Healy Hall being like the main building you see, on Georgetown, and just basically the first building on campus that you see, just seeing the tower, like the clock tower, it just gave me a vibe on campus right away of where I was at. And like it was just so impressive looking at the building at first, right? But then through the Hoya Saxa weekend and really going through the programming and seeing all the different clubs on campus, meeting different people, just really got me immersed to the vibe on campus and just the human capital. You have students that are international. I really got to meet with people from just all across the world. So just, you know, getting to meet with the faculty and, you know, learning about how they just have so many connections connected to the city in DC and connected to those opportunities. And at the end of the 3 days, you know, visiting Georgetown, I really got to like see, you know, my financial aid being, you know, better off. You know, actually seeing campus and you know, noticing how small of a campus is, but then just, you know, so many things to do and so many clubs and just the larger student body, and being an extrovert, you know, being able to just connect with all these people and network was going to be a greater advantage. And so that's when I accepted that I would be going to Georgetown. I chose Georgetown because it's a human capital. Being part of like, the community scholars program, which opens you up to already a community on campus and get a step ahead. Then the location and just endless opportunities, honestly. All right, you guys, that's it for this video. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll be getting out more videos of my life here at Georgetown and the things I'm interested in. So thank you. Nos vemos hasta mañana. Y muchas gracias. Thank you very much. I'll catch you guys in the next video.